Let's talk about Lance. What are your expectations for Lance this season? And would you consider him an upgrade over Jimmy? I think that's the main question everybody wants to know.
Yeah, I think you have to be careful because he's 22 years old. The kid's played 10 quarters. There's no doubt raw is
Yeah.
a term that you should use with Jimmy. However, the place we just saw, even in the Texans game, okay, offensive line was trash. He was able to manipulate the pocket, scramble around, all those different things. He got sacked once, but if you just put Jimmy Garoppolo in that Texans game, you're talking 3 to 4 sacks. Now, what is it that makes Trey Lance an upgrade over Jimmy? Because in some ways he is, not in all ways, right? Jimmy does a lot of things better than Trey, but he's just different. It's a different style. The 3rd and 2 play, the deep ball to Debo, that was awesome. I know people were like, man, why don't you just run and get a first down? Man, it's a preseason. I want aggressive. How tired are we of a predictable Kyle Shanahan on 3rd and short? Why not? We got single high safety coverage, one-on-one Debo outside, freaking let it rip, baby. And so back those people up. So that's the thing. The 2 areas that I think, really 3, the 3 areas that Trey Lance supersedes Jimmy Garoppolo: 1, arm strength and testing the ball deep; 2, moving in the pocket, his mobility. That's huge, especially with an inexperienced offensive line. And 3, he protects the ball better. Jimmy Garoppolo barely had a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio in 2019 and 2021, which are seen as his best years. Trey was past that last year in only 10 quarters of play. So explosive plays, limiting turnovers, that's what I want to see. Those are the expectations. He's going to have bumps. There's no doubt. But if he can keep those touchdowns high, the explosives, while limiting negative plays, interceptions, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, no, I completely kind of agree with you on I think that it's like you said, it's a growing process. Like we cannot if to me it's not about is he better than Jimmy, because this team carried Jimmy to where we got last season. So for me, it's about doing at the bare minimum what Jimmy could give us, plus a couple of more throws like than what he could give us make those throws that Jimmy can't make to back up that defense and open up the run game. Because that's really what I think that's what really Kyle wants to do. Like this is all to open up his offense so that running game can really start to bully guys up front. And I don't really see I see put a lot of pressure on Trey, because I don't think that we're going to air it out every 2 seconds. I think it's going to be 30 to 40 runs a game, just like it was last year, except now those wide open guys all over the field, Trey can actually make those throws. So I don't know how you felt about that.
It backs up the defense. It's just the idea we saw last year during the playoffs: 6-man freaking defensive front, single safety or maybe no safeties, because Jimmy just doesn't throw it deep. That's just not his game. And that's not a slight on Jimmy. It's just not where he's successful. Jimmy's successful between the numbers, 10 to 15 yards deep. Now, you got to back it up. So you want to contribute everybody to the box and try to stop the run? Awesome. We're going to air the ball out, and it's going to be there's so much more you can do, because the deep ball, or the threat of the deep ball, I should say, opens up running lanes because you can't contribute as many players to the box. You can't do it.
It's simple math. And it really is just, and real quick, I just want to say kudos to everybody in the chat for getting active in the chat. Like I see all you guys out there, and
love it.
And I appreciate you guys showing up. And it really comes down to showing a different look. And I think people are talking about what Lance is currently. Well, he's not even going to be what he is currently by the end of this season. And we're going to see a completely different Lance by that time. And then going into the next season, his ceiling is going to go up even higher. So be patient, Niner faithful. Just be patient. Like, this kid is going. From all that we've heard, I really have a good feeling about Trey Lance. We just have to be patient and let him go through those bumps and bruises like John was talking about. But
yeah, I agree, man. I agree completely. And remember, second youngest quarterback in the NFL right now. He's number 2. Out of
Yeah.
everybody, even the new drafted guys, young.
Yeah, he's super young. And what aspect of his game do you expect to see him develop as the season goes on?
Man, I think we've already started to see it. Last year, whenever he first came in, he was still rocket launching balls across the middle on those short routes.
Mhm.
We've already started to see some of the touch. We saw it against the Texans. They did a naked boot, and he just softly put the ball over the top of the defender. Nice, easy catch. So a little more touch, a little more poise, calm, cool, collected, and even that admits pressure. If he can just learn to navigate the pocket instead of belling, which I don't think we've seen too much of yet. But again, that calm, cool, collected idea, that's the thing I want to see.
Yeah, and I mean, it says a lot. Like, I mean, I know he didn't play a whole lot in the preseason, but the reality is he didn't have any picks. He didn't throw
No.
any picks, and I think that that's an important thing. That, like, I think what the coaching staff may have to kind of wrestle out of him, and I think that was something we all talked about last year. Is that and I think Fred Warner talked about it, was that him just letting it rip and just not necessarily making the safe throw all the time, and just kind of trusting his athleticism, trusting his arm a little bit. Of course, when it's smart, but we want to see him trust his arm and let it rip sometimes. And now on those short throws, of course, we need him to make the Jimmy throws. Like, though, that's what he was
Right.
working on. That's what we want to see. We want to see him work on the Jimmy throws, because he's like the anti-Jimmy. He struggles on those throws, but he's good on the stuff that Jimmy's not good at. Like everything
Right.
Jimmy's not good at. So it'll be an interesting process. I think it'll be an interesting process for us to watch over the span of the season. But I think it's gonna, at the very least, it's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah. And you have to understand the 40 hours are going to look different. Plays
Yep.
are going to be similar, going to look different.